Well, hi again, folks. I'm Greg Flynn, the Public Information Director here for the City of Pearl, and welcome into this edition of This Week in Pearl. Well, it is time. We are honored to have our mayor with us, Mayor Jake Windham. It is the mayor monthly chat that we have, and we let it build up, and boy, does he have a lot of great things to talk about today. Mayor, how are you doing in this heat of the summer?
Well, I struggled over the weekend. I stayed out in it for a couple of days, working in the yard, doing some things. And yesterday, when I got out of bed to come to work, I was worn out still. But we got a lot accomplished, so it's good. But yeah, staying hydrated and trying to make sure that I don't stay out there too long because it's tough right now. I'm not as young as I used to be, man. You can't see all this gray.
Yours. Mine not only goes away, but I get that gray. But no, you hide it well. Like, I don't know if you tuck it up underneath the top.
No, it's the beard.
It's
when I took office, this beard was brown.
Yeah, you could see that in that inaugural picture, absolutely. But the heat has just been oppressive, and I think our folks have really done a good job in talking to the fire department. We haven't had too many medical calls. People are staying hydrated, and so we're very fortunate. But it has been a wicked hot, hasn't it?
It has. This is a throwback. I remember in 1987 we had a drought here when I was in third grade, and it was just wretched heat. It wasn't. Of course, we've had rain and some crazy rain and some crazy thunderstorms, but the heat comparison reminds me of that time when I was a kid. I remember it just being really tough. But I'm 43 years old, and Mississippi weather's tough, so I don't think I wake up every year and think these season changes. Nothing changes. I think Jake, you should be used to it by now. But anyway, yeah, it has been hot out there.
Well, and we've done a great job because, as you mentioned, we'll go stretches where it's been 100 and everything is roasting, and then we'll get one of these thunderstorms that sits over. Oh, and we just get 3 or 4 inches of rain at one time. But man, has Public Works, Shane Burrell, our Public Works Director, and his crew, what a job that they have done, that we've now seen, water still accumulates, but we don't see nearly it threatening homes like we did several years ago.
No, I think those guys understand it, and we make sure that we're going to go to those low-lying areas and and see that the drainage areas, there's not obstruction there. Right now, and I'll just let the public know, sometimes this COVID has affected manpower, like it's affected the ability for us to get inmates and things like that. So we're a little bit behind, and there's a period of time in June and July leading into August that those guys are from can till can't trying to keep these ditches clean and cut. But I will say we have more special projects going on with more machines than we've ever had, getting in these ditches and doing some things to make sure that they're flowing correctly. And we have some exciting things coming up that I think is going to really make a huge impact on our drainage, which has always been a huge stigma, in certain parts of the city since I was a kid. I mean, I could sit here and name every one of them where I, would see it when I was a kid driving around. I can tell you this: I'm gonna try to eliminate Rose's parking lot flooding. If it's the last thing I do before I ride out, I mean, I'm looking to be here if the people will have me for a longer time than just term, but. Those are some of the things I want to get rid of, and it costs money. But we're well on the way for some projects that I think they're going to really make some additional impacts. We have our detention pond that's underway over there by Hines and Country Place, and it's been a slow go because weather's related. It's construction. Now, I want to make sure people understand that these detention ponds that we're building or constructing, we're doing them in-house. So. Shane Burrell, our Public Works Director, he was an excavation contractor prior to being a Public Works Director, so he has expertise to go out there and do these things. And between all the detention ponds in the city, he'll probably save us $2 million self-performing inside. So that's a great thing, and he's brought some people on that he can trust to do that and us to see those present savings. So all those things are underway at this point, and we're going to continue to do so. We're going to have some water line projects coming up after this meeting. I'm meeting with our water engineer with Heflin, and we're going to be discussing going out to bid on some areas where it's been problematic on reoccurring water leaks. There's a not to get too technical here, but there is a loan system, a loan opportunity for the city. It's like 1.9%. So we just draw down as we do the construction projects. And what it does is it's from SLRF. So they will pull from, Department of Health actually pulls money from our sales tax a little bit, and then the water department reimburses those funds to the general fund. But we have like a 4-year period of water comprehensive plan where you'll see construction and it'll be a big inconvenience and you'll be upset. We'll be putting new pipes in the ground.
But they won't leak.
They won't leak.
Exactly
right. They
right.
won't leak. But how we did it was, I mean, like we do everything, we try to go to the most problematic areas and identify those areas and work ourselves back. So the dying, critical, stable, that's how you have to work in city government. That's how I worked when I was a police officer, when I worked cases. So, I mean, I can apply the same things. That formula does work.
Well, it's the price of progress. You know, we're doing a great job of holding water back. We're doing a great job of fixing water lines to get water to homes and businesses. But the hot topic that's been out there this week and lately, really, of course, and will continue to be, people are getting their water bills. And, you know, we mentioned it many, many times, but I think some of them forgot, or they're realizing the sticker shock now of the West Rankin surcharge that you're seeing on your water bills. And I know you wanted to address that.
Yeah, I do. I want to make sure that people understand that, you know, when it's not just Pearl that's paying for that. You have Brandon, Flowood, Richland, State Hospital, Airport, PRV. They are all in the West Rankin Utility Authority together. So our payments to West Rankin are based on the flow, how much flow we have to West Rankin itself. We're like 28% at West Rankin. Flowood's a little bit more than me, but us, because they span further outside their city. They've sold water and sewer outside their city. But long story short, you have a certain rate that you have to have based on the consumption of your water in order to pay the bond for the sewer treatment plant. So we have a percentage of what we have to pay for that. We have a larger flow. Pearl, Flowood, and Brandon have the largest flow, so they're going to pay more. What we've tried to do is, we knew that it would be a sticker shock. There's no doubt about it. But you have a plant that we built for $100 million, and the consent decree, if we were staying with the city of Jackson, was $250 million. So even though the sticker price on our water bills are high, or higher than what they used to be, this plant also provides us a 30-year window of being able to handle our sewer in the county. Also, we went to the extent and purchased more property around the sewer treatment plant so that we could have expansion in the future. I don't know if people can understand this. I want to make sure our citizens understand this. Before, Jackson controlled what we could develop based on the sewer. They might say a subdivision can't come in or a business can't come in, and now we're in charge of our own destiny. Now there's a price with that, but it's not as much as the price would have been with Jackson. So I want to encourage people, it is based on the consumption of your water. If you're drinking more water, or if you have something that looks like a water leak, you can contact our Public Works Department, and they can see within our computer system whether or not you're on the potential leak list. I myself, I wouldn't think this, because I've had a leak before on a toilet, and it's a tremendous amount of water that goes through a toilet just leaking. And I'm not just saying it because I know that a lot of times if you get on Let's Talk Pearl, it's a catch-all for it can't produce that much water. But folks, it can produce that much water. It really can. If
it's running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you don't see actual water leaking out, it's just it's staying within the tank and then leaking down.
And here's a clear indicator. If you see your bill trickling up and you have the same habits, and you say, I don't have a leak, well, guess what? I'm not a plumber. So I need to get somebody that knows how to look at that and tell me whether or not it's happening, because if it's metered out. And I'm not saying that there's not things on the city side that we don't want to help with, but I can assure you this: we don't charge people arbitrarily because of water. We don't do that. That's not. We don't go in there and behind the scenes and this person needs to pay more water than others. That's not it.
It's what your meter says, right?
It's based on what your meter says, and then it comes in and it calculates through our BBI, through the water system, and then that's what produces the bill. Sometimes in government, a lot of people think that, and some governments do. I mean, I'm not saying that, but I want to make sure that our people know that we are honest about these things. We do get concerned about people paying water bills. We understand that inflation's through the roof. We know groceries are double the price. But I would encourage people to make sure that they're looking at their usage. If you are a person that likes to work in the yard and you want to water your yard and make your grass look nice, I encourage you to get a sprinkler head meter, or sprinkler meter, excuse me, because that way it's not calculating sewer as well. But if you're inside your house, it's going to do that. But you can have that separately done, which can save you money. But again, look at some of those signs. If you see your bill trickling up, call the water department, see what they say as far as potential leak list. And sometimes that's a very slow process. So at the end of the day, yes, is there going to be an increase in water? Sometimes people water yards in the summertime, there might be a leak. Obviously the inflation is higher. I'm looking at every bill more so than ever. I mean, like I tell my wife, I was like, well, I guess we won't be going out to eat after church on Sunday near as much, or other things which you just have to sit at home because of the fact that things cost so much more than what they used to, especially gas. So I get it. I understand it, but we really, in the long run, with the sewer treatment plant, we're saving taxpayers dollars, and we're giving our people in our cities in Rankin County the ability to grow robustly over the next 30 years. So it's a win-win for us, but you do see some growing pains throughout that process.
Well, one of the other win-wins is we stick a little bit with infrastructure and public works is, man, we have some really smooth roads out there right now, and the road paving all over the city. And man, there is more to come, you're telling us.
Yeah, so we've announced this in Rankin County News, but in 2018, the state legislature introduced a bill. It's called the Modernization Act, which would provide cities with internet sales tax coming back to us that we lose, that goes into the diversion. Anyway, Pearls has worked itself up to, after 4 years, you would get the full amount. Pearl has worked itself up to $2.5 million a year. So tomorrow, I'll sign a bond after the board has already approved it, and we received a really good rate during this time. It's $7 million, but it's a 2.5% interest rate. And I'll sign that bond along with the city clerk, and we will do $4 million worth of road work with those funds. Now, just to let you know, for the folks out there that like to save like me, $2.5 million is what we'll receive. We're only bonding $800,000 a year. So we'll have additional $1.7 million a year to do additional road paving annually in our budget, or to do other projects. We can't do new construction, but we can do repair and maintenance on water and sewer and roads. We can do maintenance projects. So paving roads is a maintenance issue. So we're excited about that. Now, we've had a lot of progress in our roads throughout the city, plan on having more. We've had some, there's some indications, we've had some areas where we've had some problems with some of the new roads being paved. So I just want to take a minute to explain that. Some of these roads, like today, when we allow subdivision to go in and people construct houses, we have raised our standards on building a road itself to current times. Some of the older roads, once you start milling, sometimes you don't have a bottom in it. And
they crumble.
So they do. And so you have base failures. And so sometimes you don't even see the base failures when they come through. So what we're requiring the contractors to go back and do is repair the areas that the base failures continue to be disrupted and fragmented there in the asphalt. Another thing that I want to clear up here on our contractors, there's a commodity bid that goes through the county, and we have a ongoing term bid with the current construction company that they bid on this through the county. And my point is, we don't always get the cheapest contractor. We try to get the contractors that do quality work. We know the contractors that do quality work. Quite frankly, I would want to spend more money if I, or an increased price if I know that I'm going to get a better contractor. Now, currently the commodity bids have ran out through the county. We have an open PO that we're using on our roads. However, we'll have to bid some additional roads of this $4 million. And in doing so, we do have to look at procurement laws that are established by the state of Mississippi. There's some things that we do have wiggle room in as far as making sure that we are able to get a better quality contractor, but I want to reassure everybody out here that when we go out to do anything, we try to get the best contractor.
Well, we got some great infrastructure coming, and you can just look around and you can see it. Again, things don't go as fast as we all would like because we can't get to everybody's street at every moment, but it's coming, and the Board of Aldermen and our mayor have promised that for sure. Mayor, I want to touch on, let the folks know about a few big events that are happening coming up here in July, just the great things that are going on in the city, and then I want you to talk about a couple of them. First, we have the Back to School Splash that's coming up here at the end of July on Saturday the 23rd, and that's going to be held right next to the Senior Services Building in the big green space there. We're going to have all kinds of water slides, inflatables for kids to come use, and we're going to have a school supply giveaway inside the Senior Center for Pearl residents that have registered their kids for school. It is going to be very important to bring your school registration with you because you're going to have to prove that you're a Pearl resident. It's not that we're trying to make it difficult for Pearl folks. We're just trying to make sure it stays within the city of Pearl, and that all these resources, all these supplies go to our kids here in the city. We love to have people come in from other towns. People love to come to Pearl. I mean, we love that. We love that they want to come to town. But we thought it was important to make sure that our Pearl kids are getting the supplies.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, 100%. If we're going to have an event like that, we're going to take care of our own people first. Nothing against people in other cities, but we're going to take care of our Pearl kids first, and I think that's very important.
All right, then coming up right after that, the following weekend, July 29th through the 31st, is the Wildlife Extravaganza 2022. It came back after COVID last year, and it's getting even bigger and better now because if you look every day, we share it on our social media. That is going to be some kind of show at the Muse Center. Again, July 29th through the 31st. That thing just looks really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice. Hats off to Hines Community College for working with us so well for the Muse Center. Also, Dan Robinson, he's a Pearl guy, grew up here in Pearl. He helps promote this thing, so we all got together and sat down and were able to work out something with Hines. I think it's really a good event. I remember going to it as a kid, and now as an adult to be a part of it is a great thing, and I think that it's going to be very convenient for people. I mean, Hines Muse Center is 75,000 square feet under one roof. It displays very good. There's going to be some water features. Anyway, I was talking to Dan on the phone yesterday, and he's really excited about it. I'm really excited about it, and I think it's going to be a great event and a great attraction for Pearl. And for me, it's just one more thing that we're able to offer here. Mm-hmm. One more thing that we're able to offer our citizens and also people in the surrounding area.
Well, and great things for our young athletes here in the city. Football and cheer registration is open. Hard to believe that. We're in the middle of summer. Is football season really that close? Football and cheer registration is open until July the 31st. You can register online easily at pearlparksandrec.com. That is for tackle, that is for flag football, and for all levels of cheer. Soccer registration is open as well right now for the Fall Soccer League. That's through the Pearl Football Club. All you have to do is go to pearlsoccer.com, and we've just got such great improvements to all our facilities here. Last year, I speak from experience. I happen to have a team member on one of them, but Pearl Youth Football and Cheer, we dominated the Rankin County Youth League last year, and man, it is up and coming.
Yeah, we did. The guys did a great job. I think we had, a slobber knocker a couple of times. But our guys played well. Coaches did well. We were really proud of them. I was able to see some of those, not all those games, but certainly got updates from you at times, and also Scooter, because it was such an exciting season for Pearl football.
Well, our Parks and Rec is just doing a great job again with the baseball fields just look fantastic. The softball fields look fantastic. The football cheer program, the soccer, we don't handle it as the city, but soccer is just a huge sport and people absolutely love it. And you've made some great improvements and even more to come up at the soccer complex.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that for just a second. The soccer fields have been there. I think soccer was established in Pearl in approximately 1980. Don't hold me to that, something like that. I played on those fields. I really wasn't made for soccer.
Goalie, right? Goalie.
Yeah, no, I did play. But anyway, so what we want to do in the upcoming years, Scooter and I have gotten together and talked about this, and we're getting with a turf company. And what we want to do is, if you have all these baseball fields around you that look so good, right? Or this multi-purpose field that we're going to have right there at the Guyton field, right there by the lower elementary, everything's going to be new, and the elevations on the field are going to be nice. We want to do the same thing to the soccer fields. So we've been meeting with a turf company to discuss the fact of excavating the soccer fields, laser shooting the soccer fields, bringing those into planting new turf, make it where they drain better. There's some bare spots out there that's really tough throughout the season, to get through. So it's time for us to give some TLC to the soccer fields as well. And we're looking at doing that in the upcoming and make those improvements. You don't want to just, and I've said this before, you don't want to have, we want to have good roads, we want to have good parks, we want everything great. You don't want just a few things great. You want your cops great, you want your firemen great, you want your city employees great. We want everything doing well, not just a few areas to focus on. Right. I think if you're versatile, then here's my thought process, is that that's an extension of city services that you're still providing your citizens if you can touch each component, because God made us all different, right?
Absolutely, and it's the diversity that makes us so great here in the city, and the commitment to excellence in quality. Couple little teasers for folks, not a whole lot, but we want you to know what the mayor's been working on really hard behind the scenes. We've got a concert series that is upcoming in the fall that's going to take place at the Muse Center. You talked about how great the Muse Center is. That's going to be a lot of fun. More on that to come. Some really neat artists are going to be playing, I don't want to say small concerts, but more quaint area, because it's indoors, it's climate controlled. Be a lot of fun. And then an Oktoberfest. The mayor had an idea for an Oktoberfest. So we're working on that for you too. So the fall is going to be a lot of fun with some creative ideas.
Yeah, and the whole idea is to create a sense of community. And that's what you want within your city. You want to make sure that you're providing events that are beneficial. I mean, if you have music, everybody loves music. I don't know a person that does not, right? At some point, some genre of music. And again, Muse Center probably sits, at full capacity, it can sit 2,500. And we thought, why not try to utilize this and have a concert series here in the air condition and this time of year, and then it provides us a venue that's, I guess the best way to put it is, it's very easy to go in there. You already have the setup. The logistics are already there. You can just have everything on location. So we're excited about that. Obviously, with the extravaganza going on, leading right up into the concert series, and then the Oktoberfest. I think that's going to be really a great day. I don't want to let too many of the features go right now.
No, we just want to tease folks.
That's right. Just want to tease folks to say what's going on. But again, it's just an effort to try to have fun. and you know that you can live here in Pearl, work in Pearl, and play here in Pearl, and really have some solid events that your family can enjoy.
Well, and we'll see if we can't get the mayor to put on some lederhosen for Oktoberfest. We'll work on that. That's one of those things to go. Well, Mayor, I know it's been a lot of fun. The summer's off to a good start. We still got another month before school gets back going, and before I guess I don't even know when we want to tell people, 2 months before the heat breaks. But I hope you stay cool out there.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you having me. Hope this was informative to our people. But I want to reassure. And I've told people this during the board meetings, at the end of the board meetings, that we handle a lot of business during work sessions that start at 5:15, the first Tuesday and third Tuesday of each month. So some of the items, if people are interested in or have questions, we do field questions during those times. So if someone would like to address the board or address me, or if you want to set up a meeting with me to talk about something, please feel free to call my office, and I'll make sure that we get a meeting and we can sit down and talk.
Excellent. Well, that was the mayor, Jake Windham. Hey, for you folks, you can stay up to date all the time. We are as transparent as is humanly possible here in the city of Pearl. We want you to be able to stay up to date on city alerts and news. Number one of the best ways you can do that is take out your cell phone right now and text the word Pearl to 91896. That's the word Pearl to 91896, and you'll be signed up to receive city news and alerts when big things are happening. It'll be sent right to your cell phone. For those of you that love social media, and there's plenty of you out there, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under the name City of Pearl Government, and you can visit us anytime at cityofpearl.com. It's a great resource with answers to frequently asked questions and contact information to all of our city departments. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of This Week in Pearl. We hope you guys have a great week. And remember, the city of Pearl is a great place to live, work, and play, which helps make us the jewel of the crossroads.